With the holiday season now in full swing, we wanted to find some sort of Christmas market to go and visit, and that's when we came across Helen. This interesting German Alpine-style town is nestled in the mountains of northern Georgia along the Chattahoochee River and proved to be quite a fun little place to get into the Christmas spirit, even if we did experience it mostly in the rain. So let's take a look at a fun day in this little town. And a great place to start a day here is at the Hofer's Bakery and Cafe. It's a lovely little place with a great pastry selection, good coffee, a German deli, as well as a little shop with all sorts of imported goods, and even an interesting little vault full of knickknacks. It's strange, but oddly intriguing. And if you're more in the mood for a meal here, they do have a full sit-down restaurant, but for us, it was hot coffee with pastries out on the patio, which, when the weather is nicer, does double as a lovely beer garden. And after you've had a good breakfast, just right next door, you'll find our next stop, Charlemagne's Kingdom. This is someplace you'll certainly want to visit if you're in Helen with kids, but honestly, it's a fun little place either way, as inside you'll find an impressive model Alpine village with model trains running all around it, which may not seem to be the most interesting thing ever, but the detail on it is pretty impressive, and they do actually have a fun little scavenger hunt you can try out to attempt to find all the little secrets hidden in the models. Plus, you can buy some additional knickknacks on your way out in their gift shop. And if you're up for a little walk, another great place to visit is the Unicoi Hill Park. It's just a small little local park with only a few walking trails, but with following them, you can get some really great views of the town, a random Christmas tree, and even a nice waterfall. And again, if you are traveling with kids, there's a really nice playground for them to enjoy, and even a barbecue facility that everyone in the family can have fun at. Overall, it's a pretty nice little park, and we really wish it wouldn't have been quite so wet when we were there, so we could have enjoyed it a bit more. So if you're in more of a cultural mood, then you may enjoy our next stop at the Helen Arts and Heritage Center. It's a really great little building just behind the main Helen Square and is split into two halves. On one side, you have a quaint little local history museum showing the story of how Helen went from logging town to the German Alpine village that we see today, as well as a variety of relics and information about the nearby Nakuchi Mound. And then on the other side, you have an amazing little art gallery with pieces from a variety of local artists that rotate in and out every few months. They are some really great pieces and of course are all up for sale to help those said local artists. But with that, it's time for a drink, and a great place for that is right on the Chattahoochee River at the Troll Tavern. This restaurant has plenty of American or German fare to choose from, but for us, the highlight here was their impressive imported beer selection. It's one of the best in town and can be enjoyed either inside or out, but we really certainly suggest outside, as the patio area is just wonderful right there on the banks of the river. Though it does get crowded quick on the weekends since everyone else wants that same exact view. It's well worth it. Now, despite how much you might want, you can't spend all day drinking by the river, so why not do a bit of shopping along Main Street? And here you can find loads of things on both sides of the road, but we're going to focus on the south side as it's full of all sorts of wonderful craft shops, bakeries, cafes, and even has several alleyways that go off the street hiding more wonderful things, such as the Swiss German Plaza, hosting ice cream shops, wooden toys, and even a jewelry store. And each of these alleys offers up something different, so you really should be able to find something for everyone here. And one of those lovely tucked away alley gems is the Fox Winery Tasting Room, which is actually a satellite tasting room for the full Fox Vineyard and Winery just outside of Atlanta, which is quite the nice little treat to get a taste of wine from a more southerly part of Georgia here in Helen. And the tastings here are free, with you choosing 3 wines from their list of semi-dry to sweet wines. And our personal favorite was certainly the Riesling, which seemed appropriate in this German-style town. And it's not just wine here, as they do also have a small gift shop with some imported German goods for you to peruse through. And you'll find more than just stores and alleyway wine tastings on this side of Main Street, as this is also where the Helen Christmas Market is held in the first 2 weekends of every December. Here you'll find stalls from vendors from around the local area, providing everything from handmade ornaments to scarves, chocolate, and much more. It's overall a small market, but honestly it's appropriate to the size of the town in our minds, and it's just so much fun to walk through and have a little chat with the vendors and get yourself some quality Christmas goods from local artists, many of which are actually the same artists found in the art center we visited earlier. With all the shopping out of the way, you may be prepared for a more substantial meal, and one of the best places in town for that is at the Old Heidelberg Schnitzel House. Just across the street from the market, in the Helen Square, you'll find this amazing German restaurant inside of one of the nicest German-style buildings in the town, and it was by far the best meal we had in Helen, with delicious, authentic German food, as well as a decent selection of German beers. And considering the name, you really must try the schnitzel here, and get it with a side of the German potato salad. Trust us, you will not regret it, as it is simply delicious. Though if you're looking for more lighter food with beer, then just outside in the Helen Square itself is the King Ludwig Biergarten, which is a great place to sit down and have a beer with fellow tourists and even locals, and just enjoy the day you've had here in town. And you can take it all in either the bar itself or one of the many picnic benches, all with a great view of their stage, which holds regular live music. Now, their beer selection is mostly domestic, but they still do have a decent selection of imports, as it's, well, just fitting for the town. And all in all, it's a great place to kick back and relax at the end of the day, and thankfully for us, it's when the sun finally started peeking out again, so we can enjoy our beer outside a bit easier. But that's not all we have in the area, as for our last stop, we're going to head just outside of town to the Habersham Winery, which is in fact one of Georgia's largest and oldest wineries. They've been making award-winning wines in the area for decades now, and it's quite a fun place to visit. Here you'll find a beautiful farmhouse full of both seasonal and, of course, wine-related things to buy, and a great tasting bar to give their wines a go. And their selection is pretty good, with a mix of both old world wines like Merlot, Traminette, and Riesling, as well as new world muscadines. So with a broad selection like that, you should be able to find something that suits your taste. So whether you're looking for some good local wine, imported beer, or handmade Christmas ornaments, Helen is quite the place to find them all. It's a strangely fun little anomaly with its Alpine village style in the Georgian mountains. And thanks to all of that, it's a place we certainly plan to visit again, and hopefully next time with more cooperative weather. So get out there and explore, my friends, and if you have enjoyed this video today, please do like and subscribe, and we hope to see you all on our next adventure.